Matt Watson sitting in for Mr. Duffy tonight. Duffy on the road, and he, of course, with the Tiger girls on 1210 KOKK. Matt Watson live tonight with the Tiger boys here at the Huron Arena. Tiger boys taking on Pierre tonight. Both teams coming in at 9-6. Of course, sort of similar teams on somewhat of a similar trajectory. The Tigers may be on a little bit more of an upswing as they have won 2 in a row with a nice weekend in Rapid City. The Pierre Governors have lost 2 out of their last 3, although their last game was a win, and we'll talk to Coach Kusler about that in just a moment. We'll also get your officials, brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection. We'll pass along any scores we can find, courtesy of Kurt's Heating and Cooling. The Kurt scoreboard has a couple of scores. The JV Pierre Governors won 54-47 over the Tiger boys. The C team, the Tigers win 61-55, and now get ready for a varsity matchup here between Huron and Pierre at the Huron Arena. So again, scoreboard updates brought to you by Kurt's Heating and Cooling, and thanks again to Bball Equipment. They sponsor our broadcast booth high above the floor here at the best place in the state of South Dakota to watch some basketball, the Huron Arena. So thanks again to Bball Equipment. Send it back to the studios now. After a timeout, we will talk to Brianna Kusler. She's the head coach of the Pierre Governors. We got boys basketball coming up. Kusler is next on Tiger 95.
Pierre. We'll talk to Budenhagen in a moment. Right now, Brianna Kusler, head coach for the Pierre Governors. And Coach, thanks for joining us here. Obviously, I haven't seen you this season. I took a look at you on paper, coming in at 9-6, 2-3 over your last 5. A little bit. You ran into some pretty good teams, but a win in your last game over Yankton. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, it was a good bounce back win. You know, the last weekend or the weekend prior to that, we took a tumble, let's just say. That's putting it lightly. We kind of got drilled by Harrisburg and then tried to respond against O'Gorman the next night and just couldn't put it all together when it mattered. But, you know, then we responded on Friday against Yankton. And a team that's record is not indicative of what they're capable of. You know, they've been in really close teams with a lot of teams and just haven't found themselves on the winning side of it. But, you know, I thought our guys, other than maybe the first quarter where we let them kind of hang around, they really took care of business. We ended up going on a 26-4 run in the second and just kind of started to extend some things there and never really let them come back into stuff. And so I was really proud of the effort. And it's not always easy to take care of things like that, especially against a team that, you know, when their record does show what it is at 2-10, I think, coming in, we knew that they were capable of more, and I was just proud of the guys as they're sticking to the game plan of things and executing when it mattered most.
Well, and you know, too, being a player and now a coach for a while now, you define kind of who you are over those stretches. You know, those tough stretches, how you respond is kind of who you are.
Yeah, and I think the biggest identity piece has been our defense, and that's something that for us tonight is going to be important to establish early, and making sure that we play best when our defense is propelling our offense. We're not going to win a ton of games where it's offense. If we like that defensive side, shutting guys down, we're really going to have our hands full tonight with who Huron has, but taking care, doing our job on that side of it, and then controlling our controllables. You know, the communication, the effort on both sides, push and tempo as much as possible. But again, a lot of what we do is predicated on our intensity defensively.
I don't see you guys, so this may not feel like a Game 15 question, but you lost a lot last year. Like, this team came out with a completely different look. Is it a different play style? It almost has to be, right?
Yes and no. I think we still have athletes. While we graduated a ton, absolutely. They've really come into themselves and have found a tempo that they really like to play with. Certainly, across the board, we look a lot different. We don't have the dunks that we had last year, but while we did lose a lot, we brought back a lot of kids that just want to compete really hard. They find ways to share the basketball, get a lot of people involved. We have 3 or 4 that are averaging double figures right now, and that's something that we pride ourselves on, is sharing the basketball. If they try and take something away, we've got to come back with something else to try and combat that.
All right, Coach, thanks for joining us. Always a great interview. Good luck in the game, and we'll talk to you down the road.
Thank you.
Brianna Kusler, the head coach of the Pierre boys. Let's send it back to the studios. Come back with Coach Bud. We're about ready for tip-off here at Huron Boys Hoops tonight on Tiger Radio.
Slumberland is America's #1 dealer for lazy boy furniture. Slumberland is also the Midwest's largest retailer for Sealy, Simmons, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic mattresses. Slumberland of Huron is completely locally owned and operated. Our staff, including sales and delivery, is made up entirely of your neighbors in Huron. So for the best brands at the best prices, along with truly local service, turn to Slumberland Furniture of Huron.
Tiger 95 and 1340 KIJV are your home for Huron Tiger sports.
Back to the pregame show on Dakota Sports. Matt Watson live from the arena tonight as the Governor's in town. We sat down with Coach Kusler right now, Tim Budenhagen, head coach of the Tiger boys. And Coach, of course, thanks for joining us here. Obviously, I haven't seen you yet this season. I got you on paper at 9-6. You guys have won a couple in a row. Talk a little bit about a nice West Coast weekend, or West River, I guess.
Well, I think we're challenged, though. This weekend, Spearfish really played well. They're athletic. They do a lot of nice things defensively and offensively. Fortunately, we were tough enough to get some stops, got some hoops late in the game. We had great contributions from a lot of guys. Blake threw in 27. We were able to come out on the good side there, and then on Saturday we really ran into some foul trouble, and we just played through it, and I thought we did a great job. Blake falls out, Andy comes in. I think he had 17 or something like that. So we had contributions. Trace comes in off the bench, throws in 9. We just need those contributions to continue to improve and to progress our team.
You kind of led me into my next question here. It's game 16, but I haven't seen you this year. It seems like you're pretty deep and you got a lot of options.
Yeah, we're deep. We're 9 deep. We could go 10 or 11. It just depends on the night and the matchups. Tonight's going to be a bigger matchup, so you'll probably see a little bit more of Holden and Carson because they're a little bit more durable. Pierre's got a lot of big guys, so we got to make sure that we body them up. We're physical tonight with those guys. But, we do go 9 deep, and we'll continue to do that until, time dictates.
Make my job a little easier. Who named on the Pierre roster am I going to be calling out quite a bit of?
Well, Olson's a good guard. He really likes to get into the paint. He's good finishing around the basket, also good finding guys. Zabel does a really nice job of posting up, left-hander, big, physical, likes to rip and get to the basket, and then gets 10, can flat out shoot it. And then everybody else, just because if Olsen gets in the lane, you got to kind of stop him with another guy. Then he'll find other guys to, shoot the ball. So they all can shoot a little bit. They all can get to the rim. So it makes it a little bit more challenge for us.
You're kind of making it sound like they're a little bit like you guys.
Yeah, exactly. They are, but they're just a little bit more physical right now. We want to try to get the game up and down the court a little bit more. Not saying that they won't push it, but that we're better in transition, playing against less defenders than offenders. So we're going to try to push the ball as much as possible.
All right, one last question. Pick the coach's brain while I got you here. Have you had that speech with them yet, or that talk about it's that time of year? We got to buckle in. I know it's about that time, 15, 16. Maybe you've already had it. Maybe it's coming up this week. That's a talk that you have, though, at some point.
Well, we got 3 big games coming up. Pierre, Aberdeen Friday, Watertown next Friday. Well, we need to get a couple of those if we can. Push our record to 11. Then O'Gorman, Brandon Valley, if we can get 1 of 2. Now we're at 12. So if we can get to 12 wins, then that could set us up for a home game. But we just got to keep on improving, and we can't be satisfied where we're at. I think that's a talk that we need to have, is we got to keep improving, we got to keep progressing as a team, get better a little bit each day, and then hopefully by the end of the year we're playing our best basketball.
All right, good luck, Coach. Always a great interview. We'll talk to you in the postgame.
Thanks, Matt.
Tim Budenhagen there, head coach of the Tiger Boys, back to the studios. We'll come back with official starters, and, well, we'll be ready for tip-off. We got Pierre at Huron Boys Hoops coming up on Dakota Sports.
And welcome back to the Huron Arena, getting set for tip-off here between the Tiger boys and the Pierre Governors. Taking a look at Pierre, Brianna Kusler and the Govs are 9-6. They won their last game, although they've lost 2 of the 3 overall. Tyan Buss off the bench, Sawyer Sunshine, Eladio Semental, Cooper Terwilliger, Joshua Buchholz, Bennett Swartos, and Ty Michael. Governors will start number 1, 5'11" junior Luke Olson, number 3, 6'5" junior Jet Zabel, number 5, 6'2" senior Cade Kaiser, number 10, 6'3" junior Dawson Getz, number 11, 6'1" senior Miles Doyle. Olson, Zabel, Kaiser, Getz, and Doyle, green unis with the black numbers. Tigers have off the bench Trace Wenz, Holden Hegg, Colton Ogle, Carson Evans, Logan Leyendecker, Jonathan Peterson, Colby Holfer, Hayden Scherson, Mason Jurgens, and Tommy Martin. Buttonhagen will start number 12, 5'11" junior Colton McNeil, number 14, 6' senior Gavin Moding, number 24, 6'1" senior CJ Gainey, number 30, 6'8" sophomore Blake Elwine, and number 32, 6'3" freshman Anderson Porish. Tigers the home whites with the orange numbers. Trying to catch the officials.
The officials for tonight's game are Andy Tiger, Lee Taylor, and Aaron Entringer. Serving our athletics.
Lee Taylor and Aaron Entringer, I caught that much, and your officiating crew. Your law on the floor is always brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office Division of Consumer Protection. Tigers send out McNeil, Moding, Gainey, Elwine, and Porish. White unis tonight here at the Huron Arena. Orange numbers, good for the radio guy with the failing eyes. Here's a pass or a tipped into the backcourt, and Pierre Governors will get the first look on the offensive side of the basketball. Well, these two teams not only mirror images in the record department, but looking sort of similar on the floor. Here's a missed 3 by Dawson Getz, and the rebound hauled in by the Tigers, and a quick 3 from the corner. Elwine is no good. Rebound Getz, and Getz going the other way for Pierre. Getz back outside for Kaiser. He looks at 3, won't pull the trigger. Left wing, some isolation for Olson. Drives into the lane, kicks it down in the corner for Doyle. They flip it inside, pass through the hands. The Governors did come up with the basketball, missed the short shot. Here's another offensive rebound, missed another putback. This time the rebound is tipped out, and I think that's off the Tigers, and it will be. Couple of Tigers underneath there. Just didn't think it was going to come off the rim that way. It came straight down and went right off one of them and out of bounds. Generally, you're going to get a little bounce. The inbounds pass, Gainey blindly knocks it away, but the Governors will come away with it. A minute gone, no score. Here's a flip on the baseline, no good. Rebounded by Porish. Well, that's Elwine. Oh, and they're going to get Elwine for the double dribble. Boy, I thought Miles Doyle kind of snuck in there and slapped his hand, or maybe hooked him even a little bit, but apparently the officials say no, a double dribble and a turnover back to the Governors. Just over a minute gone in this boys basketball game at the Huron Arena. No score between the 9-6 Governors, the 9-6 Tigers. Inside, Pierre going to go to Cade Kaiser. And Kaiser good off the window, and he will open the scoring 2-0 Govs. Here's Gainey just left to the top of the key on the dribble to the right wing, Porish. Anderson drives baseline all the way past 2 defenders and lays it in. And the freshman will start off the scoring for the Tigers, tied at 2. Governors to the offensive end. Kaiser on the right wing. Right corner to Olson. Olson dribbles out of the corner. Back in the right corner to Doyle. Kaiser going to settle for the 10-footer. That jumper no good. Gainey hauls in the rebound. CJ back across the timeline. Leave it off on the wing for Moding. Moding back to Gainey. Gainey for 3. That one is no good. Rebound Luke Olson. Olson back across midcourt for Doyle. Pass inside off the window again. It's good. And again, it's Cade Kaiser. So Kaiser, the first 2 baskets for Pierre. Governors lead 4-2. Porish nearly lost it in the corner. Finds the handle. Flips it inside to McNeil. McNeil on the wing left side for Moding. Moding on the dribble. Nice crossover. Pass the defender all the way to the basket. Couldn't finish it off. Rebound grabbed by Zabel, and we go the other way. Layup no good. They missed the easy lay-in there, and the Tigers with the rebound. 4-2 Governors. 5.5 to play first quarter. Gainey across midcourt on the dribble, top of the key. Drives, steps back, finds Porish on the wing. Porish in the corner for Moding. Here's Elwine. Steps back. Another three. No good. Rebound Luke Olson as the Governors a chance to make it a couple of baskets. Here's a Governor three. No good on the right wing. Rebound grabbed by McNeil. No Moding. Moding ahead to Gainey. Gainey crosses over. Nice pass to McNeil. Everybody keeping track of C.J. Gainey. McNeil able to sneak in for the bunny. Good look by Gainey. Tigers tie us at 4. Governors trapped in the backcourt as Elwine and McNeil hang back. They're able to break the press, though. Pass across the timeline for Miles Doyle. Here's Olson at the top of the key. Out on the right wing now for Getz. Back up top. Here's Doyle. Tried to get it inside. Gainey the steal. Again, they were trying to get it to Kaiser, who has scored all their points. Pass way down to Moding, and Moding's going to hit the layup. Tigers with their first lead 6-4 across the timeline is Dawson Getz. Getz thought about going all the way to the rack, but McNeil shut him down. Here's a ball tipped by Gainey. The Tigers are not going to come away with it, but another hustle play by C.J. Gainey. I think actually the Tigers are going to end up getting a foul called here, but we'll wait for the official word. Oh, the foul's on Pierce. So Luke Olson's first of the game, in fact. And the Tigers will get set to inbound with 4:10 to play in the opening quarter. Tigers 6, Governors 4. Live from the Huron Arena tonight from the Kibble Equipment broadcast booth here on Tiger Radio. Jeff's over on 1210 AM KOKK with the Tiger girls at Pierre, and we'll get you scoring updates on the Kurtz Heating and Cooling scoreboard. Tiger boys a 2-point lead. Gainey top of the key, left wing Elwine, backs away, drives, kicks it out on the wing right side. Here's a three from number 34, Carson Evans, and that one is no good. Rebounded by Pierre as Bud went to the bench early. I didn't even notice they swapped a player into Luke Olson. As the Governors with 20 on the shot clock, trailing 6-4. Here's Olson just left of the top of the key. Right wing now for Kaiser. Pass inside, knocked away, stolen by Elwine. Elwine going to hand it off to Gainey. Gainey back across the timeline for the Tigers. 3:15 left first quarter. Tigers 6, Govs 4. Gainey on the dribble, top of the key. Moding left wing, inside Elwine working post. Got in between a couple of defenders. Leaves it off for Evans, and Evans will knock down the 10-footer. Carson Evans, his first basket. Oh, they got... Well, I'm going to have to keep an eye. Okay, now they fixed it. I was going to say they gave it to Porish. Here's a Pierre three. That's good for Miles Doyle. So that'll make it 8-7. Tigers a 1-point lead. It is Carson Evans, by the way, and he did get that last basket. Here's a drive by Elwine. Ball stripped and a foul called on Pierre. So the Governors, couple of early fouls here. 2:35 to play first quarter. As well, the first quarter breezing by pretty quickly. Tigers going to bring Colton Ogle in. Ogle to replace Moding. C.J. Gainey will inbound as the foul was called on Jed Zabel, his first team second. They inbound to a cutting Evans, and Evans no good off the window. Rebounded by the Governors. Evans wanted a foul, didn't get the call as Governors bring in Cooper Terwilliger, a 6'5 freshman. Tigers 1-point lead, 8-7, 2:20 to play first quarter. Luke Olson on the dribble at the top of the key, guarded by Gainey, and boy, Gainey has almost taken it away a couple of times, and now he got him to step out of bounds. Olson thought for sure that was a foul call on Gainey, but the defense forced him to step out of bounds, and the Tigers will get it back. Holden Hegg is on. So it'll be Hegg and Ogle and Porish, Elwine and Gainey. 2:11 to play first quarter. Tigers by 1, 8-7. Gainey on the dribble around to the left wing. Crosses over, hands it off to Elwine. He'll fire the three, and that one is good. Blake Elwine, his first basket, a triple. 4 of the 5 Tigers have already scored. A Tiger bench player, a 5th Tiger, has also scored. Here's a ball knocked away and a steal. Ogle knocked it away. Tigers chase it into the backcourt, but not able to get there in time as Elwine. As they knocked the pass away, it was kind of headed out of bounds. Elwine almost got there. So the Governors will get it back. Tigers with an 11-7 lead, making some more changes here. McNeil is back on. Be him and Elwine. Here's a ball nearly knocked away. Moding is back in. Here's a ball passed ahead to Terwilliger as Pierre across the timeline. 20 on the shot clock. Going to work here down 11-7. Olsen crosses over, drives halfway down the lane, shut down. Back out to Terwilliger. Here's a little fadeaway from 6 feet. No good. Rebounded by McNeil. McNeil ahead to Elwine. Elwine across the timeline. Handoff as Ogle comes out of the paint. Elwine takes it right back. Right side, here's McNeil looking at three. Won't fire. Had it knocked away, but right into the hands of Holden Hay. Tigers catch a bit of a break there. See if they can capitalize with 15 on the shot clock and a minute to play in the opening quarter. Drive by Ogle, fouled by the Governors. Wait and see who this one is on. It looks like Zabel, and that would be, Ty Bus will pick up his first, third on the team. Dawson Getz will check out here for Pierre. That's going to bring Kaiser back on. So it'll be Kaiser, Terwilliger, Bus, Doyle, and Olsen. Tigers changes as well as Ogle and Elwine come off. Tigers will have Moding, Haig. Here's a deep three by Porish. No good. Rebounded by Doyle. Governors down 4. Olsen trying to go all the way to the rack. Got trapped down low. Back outside they go. Left wing looking at threes. Kaiser won't fire. Pass off and a runner in the lane. Falls in for Pierre. I didn't even see there was a couple of players there. Wait and see when they put it on the board. Pierre back to within a bucket. 11-9. Shot clock is off. Tigers can have the final shot of the opening frame. A 2-point Tiger lead at the time being. Here's Gainey working off the screen and had it knocked away. No, he just lost it out of bounds. So Pierre will get it back with a chance to tie or take the lead with the final 7 seconds of the opening quarter. Tigers going to hang back for some defense in the 3-quarter court. They get it into Olsen. Top of the key, ball knocked away, stolen by the Tigers, stolen right back by Pierre as Olsen, the quick hands. They do get a shot off. It's blocked by McNeil, and it will not go. And after a quarter of basketball at the Huron Arena, Huron 11, Pierre 9. We're back in a minute with the second quarter. 1 minute on Tiger Radio. Back to the Huron Arena, a fresh 8 on the board. Tigers a lead of 2 points after frame, 11-9. Tigers do have the possession arrow. Kurt's Heating and Cooling brings us scoreboard updates from the Kibble Equipment broadcast booth. Here's a foul away from the ball, and it looks like that one's going to go on Pierre. Jet Zabel picks up the foul. That's 2 on him, and Kusler going to have to figure something else out here. Tigers at Pierre, no score passed along as of yet. That is our game of the night over on KOKK, the Tiger Girls. Jeff Duffy with the call, and we'll get you a scoring update one way or another. Lob into Elwine at the top of the key, back underway after the Pierre foul starts the second quarter. Tigers a 2-point lead. Here's Moding in the corner off to Gainey, 25 on the shot clock. McNeil looks at 3, won't pull it. Drives to the free throw line, back outside. Moding will, 3-pointer, rattles in and out. Long rebound tipped away. Tigers almost came up with it, but Luke Olson able to wrangle it away as the Governors get it back and a chance to tie or take the lead. Tigers 11, Governors 9, 7:20 to play first half. Getz just left to the top of the key, and boy, McNeil hassling him on the defensive side. Here's an Elwine swat out of bounds. Olson thought he had worked it past Porish, but he didn't see Elwine coming on the backside, and the big swat will result in Pierre inbounding with 10 on the shot clock. Bring it in top of the key. You can hear the crowd counting down the shot clock. Drive to the free throw line. Back outside. Getz going to have to fire a deep one. Oh, no, he tossed it again. Long two from the corner is way off the mark. Rebounded by Porish. Porish ahead to Elwine. Elwine left side. Drives past the defender. Gets the bucket and the foul. Blake able to reach out and kind of scoop it in on the baseline, and the defender a little bit too late. Arm came down. Tigers chance at a three-point play. Elwine leads all scorers with 5. The free throw is no good. So it'll stay 13-9. Tigers by 4. 6:40 left first half, and Olson sees a wide open lane. He'll drive. Shut down quickly, kicks it back out to Getz. Getz outside on the wing. Left side, he'll give it down to Zabel. Zabel looks at 3. He won't pull the trigger. Back to Olson up top, and they'll reset. Olson guarded by Elwine. Seems rather unfair on Olson's part, as Luke at 5'11". Blake at 6'8". And Elwine's going to pick up the foul here as Olson tried to drive past him. Blake's first on the team here in the ball game. In fact, 6:20 to play in the first half. Tigers by 4, 13-9. Luke Olson out near midcourt. He'll give it off to Cade Kaiser. Kaiser, the first couple of baskets of this game, has not really got much of a look since. On the right wing, here's Sonnenschein. Shot clock to 14. Sonnenschein stuck on the wing. Pass up top, knocked away. Gainey comes away with it. Gainey, a pass ahead to McNeil. McNeil leaves it for Elwine for the dunk. Blake with 7. That will pump up not only the Tiger bench, but the crowd, and Kusler wants to try to shut it down with a timeout. 5:46 to play first half. An Elwine dunk makes it 15-9 Tigers. We're back in 30 seconds on Tiger Radio.
Sports fans, Ryan Tanger located at the cross.
Welcome back to the Huron Arena. Tigers a little bit of a run, 4-0 to open the second quarter. Makes it a 6-point Tiger lead, 15-9. A Blake Elwine dunk, firing up the crowd, firing up the bench. Kusler trying to ice that a little bit with a timeout, and the Tigers almost forced him into the 10-second call. And boy, that would have been the last thing Kusler would have wanted to see after the dunk and the timeout to try to cool it off. Instead, the Tigers will pick up their second foul. It'll be Trace Wentz, his second on the team. So the Govs will inbound on the offensive end. 5:33 to play in the first half. Tigers a 6-point lead, 15-9, and Pierre over and back. Trapped at the timeline was Tyan Buss. Buss thought that a Tiger made contact with the basketball. The officials disagree, and he stumbles back over the timeline, and that's an over and back. And now Buss talking to Coach Kusler. Kusler trying to relay to the official what they felt happened. The official, I'm sure, will note that somewhere, possibly. 15-9, Tigers by a half dozen. 5:20 to play first half. Here is Elwine at the top of the key. Leave it off for Moding. Moding out to Porish, left wing back to Gainey. Gainey going to pop the deep 3. That one no good, but there for the rebound is Porish, and he is fouled on that attempt. They will not count the basket. They will not count the shot attempt. It is a foul on the Govs. It'll be Cooper Terwilligers first. So the Tigers still that 6-point lead, 15-9. They'll have Elwine to bring it in. He'll bring it into Gainey in the corner. Gainey working off the Elwine screen. Back up top, Moding a deep three. No, it's Porish, and it's good. Anderson Porish, second basket of the night. He's got 5 points, and the Tigers lead 18-9. And here's Olsen, and he traveled just across the timeline, trapped by Gainey and Moding. A little bit of a panic step there and a turnover back to the Tigers. So the Tigers now a chance to open up a double-digit lead. Just inside of 5 minutes to play in the first half. The Tigers lead 18-9. Here's Gainey on the wing. Cross-court Moding. Moding for Elwine. Quick three, no good. Gainey tipped the rebound out to the top of the key. Tipped over to Elwine. Blake Elwine will haul it in for the Tigers. And a foul as Elwine went to initiate a drive to the basket. That whistle blew quick. Somebody must have had a hand already on somebody. That's going to be Kaiser's first and the fourth on Pierre here in the second. So the Tigers might see some bonus free throws. Pierre, by the way, yet to shoot a free throw and yet to make a basket here in the second quarter. Tigers 18-9, 4.5 to play in the half. Here's Porish on the wing right side. Lost it, picked up by Olsen. Olsen the other way for the Govs, running with numbers. Porish lagging behind ahead to Getz. Getz blocked on the baseline, but before that a whistle. And a Tiger foul. Fouls on Trace Wentz, so that's 2 quick fouls on him. Wentz will get out of there as Carson Evans is back in. Looks like Colton Ogle will get back on as well. And are they going to let him in now? They will. 18-9, Tigers by 9, 4:19 to play in the first half. Governors looking for their first basket of the second quarter. Almost threw it away through the hands of Olsen, but hauled in by Kaiser. Kaiser right back to Olsen. Olsen calling for the screen. Moves to the right side, the drive. Olsen stuck down low with Elwine on him and a big stuff. Right back into his hands, though, so they do hold on to the basketball. Right wing Olsen trying to work it inside. Not a chance with Elwine there right now. Evans also doing a nice job inside. Here's the pass to a cutting Governor and a whistle as Kaiser is fouled on his way to the basket. I don't know if they're going to give him baskets or not. And they will not. It's on Colton Ogle. That's his first. Moding going to get a break as McNeil gets back on. Governors again inbound. New shot clock this time. Here's a ball knocked out of bounds by Ogle. And the Governors will inbound again right about at midcourt. Be Cade Kaiser to bring it in for Pierre. Governors still looking for their first basket of the second quarter. 4 minutes and 15 seconds in. Last few minutes of the first quarter, they didn't score either. Needing to get something to go, and now they do as Dawson Getz able to work his way into the basket. Gainey, long down court pass to Ogle. Ogle working baseline, slips the defender. Shot rattles in for Colton Ogle. Tigers 4 off the bench tonight, a 9-point Huron lead, 20-11. Ogle's got a basket, Evans got a basket off the bench. 4 of the 5 starters have scored. Couple of threes have gone down. A lot of things clicking for the Tigers. Here's a foul, and that will put Pierre in the bonus. It's on Colton Ogle, his second. Be 5 on the team. All have come here in the last 4 minutes and 45 seconds, and that'll result in some Pierre free throws. Kaiser to the line for the first attempts of the night for the Governor boys. First is up and no good. Kaiser leading Pierre, 2 baskets to his credit. He's got 4. Olsen 2, Getz 2. Miles Doyle hit a single 3. Second free throw is up. That one rattles out, and the Tigers will stay at a 9-point lead, 20-11. Tigers the offensive end. Nice adjustment as Ogle again snakes his way inside and lays it in. Back-to-back Colton Ogle baskets. And the Tigers have a double-digit lead. And again, this defense nearly forcing a turnover. And now it will, as reaching in to take away a pass was Ogle. Pierre foul to try to get it. No, that is on Ogle. I was kind of wondering, they pointed at sort of Ogle and the guy that he was defending, but it just seemed to me he pointed directly at the Pierre player. I thought it would be on Ogle, and that's his third, so I'm going to have to quickly try to figure out. And boy, Budenhagen not impressed with this call, and he is having a spirited conversation with the individual who made the call. And now they're going to go ahead and get a little buffer zone in between coach and the official. We don't need any technicals apparently at this juncture. Free throw up and good for number 13, Eladio Simmental. He's 1 for 2 on that trip, and it's a 10-point Tiger lead, 22-12. Nice drive to the basket and a nice leave off by Wentz. And a whistle, I think, is going to be a Pierre foul. Oh, no, it's just out of bounds. Oh, and it's off the Tigers, so a turnover. Back to Pierre. 22-12, Tigers by 10. 2.5 minutes left in the first half. Eladio Simmental on here. Simmental the pass into the corner. The three is no good, and the rebound grabbed by Kaiser. And then Kaiser sent somebody to the floor. I think it was Carson Evans. Pretty hard with the offhand, and I think Evans is going to get called for a foul. Anderson Porish, apparently, will get whistled for the foul. So I guess at least it wasn't Evans. He already got knocked down, kind of give him the foul, too. 16 foul on the Tigers. More Pierre free throws. Go back to the free throw line here with Kaiser. He's good on the first. Pierre is 2 of 5 from the free throw line today. Wen's going to check out of the game here for the Tigers. We'll get your 5 on the floor in a moment. Tigers lead is 9. Kaiser can cut it to 8 with a second free throw. And he does. Kaiser with 6 points to lead the Governors. 22-14. The Tigers lead by 8. 2:20 left in the second half. Moding across the timeline. Sets up shop on the right wing. Now Evans inside. Evans has it knocked away momentarily. Got it right back. And boy, Doyle is dangerously close to just open hand slapping whoever he is defending. And even the Tiger fans are starting to let the officials know a little bit about it. 22-14, the Governors will get it back. Here's Simmental. Simmental's pass inside. Elwine, another big block, and instead we'll have a whistle on the Tigers. It'll be before the shot, and it'll be on Gavin Moding. His first, that'll be 1, 2, 3. That'll be the 8th foul on the Tigers in the last 6 minutes. They had 0 fouls coming into this quarter. They have 8 with 2 minutes to play. First free throw by Getz is good. 7-point Tiger lead. Make it 6 as Getz is good on both. He's got 4 points, all here in the second. And the Tiger lead is down to 6, 22-16. 1:55 to play in the first half. Gainey leaves it off for Moding, right wing, about 5 feet back of the three-point line. He gives it off to Porish. Porish driving baseline. Stuck underneath, rises up, takes the shot, no good. Rebound Kaiser. Kaiser pushing it the other way with negative numbers, and Moding will steal it away from him. Moding trying to push it up court. He's fouled out of bounds. And that'll be Miles Doyle, and that'll push the Tigers into the bonus. And apparently they say Luke Olson, so I'll just go ahead and agree with them. Here's a a Moding free throw, and the first is no good. The Tigers 0 for in 2 attempts at the line. Elwine on the old-fashioned 3 attempt, and now Moding, the first free throw's a miss. Second free throw is on the way, and that one is good. So Moding with 3 points. Tiger lead is back to 7, 23-16. 95 seconds to play here in the first half. Luke Olson across the timeline, immediately doubled, steps through, flings it over to Kaiser. Kaiser in the right corner, gets for 3, no good. Rebound Elwine. Elwine slowing it up, back across midcourt, and drives, trying to leave it inside for Holton Hegg. It was off Hegg's hands and out of bounds, and the Tigers will turn it back over. Kaiser into Olsen, back to Kaiser, hanging back for that defense. Elwine in the full court. They'll get it across the timeline to Getz. Getz going to drive baseline, throws up the runner, hits the side of the backboard. Ball was tipped into Holden Hegg's hands, and a whistle is going to be on Pierre. And it was committed against Anderson Porish as he's going to shoot free throws. As Eladio Semental will pick up his first. So Anderson Porish to the free throw line. Tigers are 1 for 3 as a team. They lead by 7 with 1:05 to play in the second. Free throws from the freshman. First is good. Another free throw here for the 6'3" post forward Anderson Porish. That one is good. And Porish with 7 now to match Elwine. Tigers lead back to 9, 25-16. A minute to play first half. Olsen across the timeline. Greeted by Porish. Olsen will get it right back. Now the drive just inside the free throw line. Fakes the shot. Back out to Getz. Getz a step back 3, and that one is good. Dawson gets his first 3. He's got 7 all coming here in the second quarter. Tiger lead is 6 with 40 seconds to play in the half. Here's Elwine, top of the key, turns, sees an open lane, drives, has it knocked away by the Governors and out of bounds. So the Tigers will bring it back in with 35 seconds to play in the first half. Luke Olsen out, Ty and Buss in for the Govs. Tigers lead, biggest lead was 11. Inbounds and an offensive foul on the Tigers before the inbound pass even made it in. And it is on Holden Hegg. Offensive foul, so no free throws for the Govs here. We'll allow the Govs to make a change as Olsen will come in and Buss will check out. So Kaiser will inbound. Tiger's going to make a change as well. They'll bring Ogle back in, and he'll replace Hegg. Tigers by 6. Governors with the ball. 35 seconds to play in the first half. Kaiser and Olsen playing catch in the backcourt, trying to break the Tiger press, and do. Kaiser takes it across midcourt. Olsen on the wing left side. Couple seconds differential, so the Tigers either way could get a look here. Olsen out near the timeline waiting for the 10-second tickoff. Here it comes. Here comes the screen. Works off Gainey. Olsen the drive on Elwine. Left hand scoops it up. It won't go. Rebound tipped and Elwine will have it. Final seconds of the half. Elwine a heave from midcourt. Hits the heel and nearly goes in. The Tigers will take a 6-point lead into the halftime locker rooms. Here on 25, Pierre 19. Send it back to the studios for a 3-minute timeout. When we return, the halftime show. Tiger boys up 6 at the break on Tiger Radio. Matt Watson sitting in for Mr. Duffy tonight. Duffy on the road with the Tiger girls, and that's how we'll start our halftime show, with a scoreboard update. Scoreboard updates brought to you by Kurtz Heating and Cooling. The Tiger girls on the road at Pierre, leading after a quarter here on 19, Pierre 11. Again, that was the score after one quarter at TF Riggs High School in Pierre. Oh, we've got an update. With 6 minutes to play in the first half, Pierre is now leading 21-19. Again, our Tiger girls update on your Kurtz Heating and Cooling scoreboard. Pierre 21 here on 19. They got about 4 minutes left to play in the first half in Pierre. Elsewhere in girls basketball, O'Gorman dispatching Sioux Falls Lincoln today 60-18. Jefferson and Watertown battling it out. Jefferson leading 20-19 at the half. And Brandon Valley leading Sioux Falls Washington at the half 31-18. Seeing if we have any other schools in the area of interest here. Hitchcock Tulare is leading Highmore Herald in girls basketball at the half 30-28. Probably not a lot for boys to pass along. Boys will be the late games in a lot of these doubleheaders. Iroquois Lake Preston taking on Wolsey Wessington tonight. Don't have an update on the girls or the boys so far, but Tiger girls trailing about midway through the second. They're down 21-19. That is our game of the night over on 1210 AM KOKK. And scoreboard updates are brought to you by Kurtz Heating and Cooling. And thanks so much to them. Also, thanks to Bball Equipment for sponsoring our broadcast booth. Tonight, seeing the Huron Tiger boys right now with a 6-point lead over the Pierre Governors. Their biggest lead in the first half was 11, or no, make it 13. They led by 13 momentarily with about 3 minutes to play in that second quarter. Pierre making a nice run late, some of it due to free throws, as the Tigers committing a rash of fouls in that second quarter early on. Made it bonus free throws for the Governors. Governors ended up in that quarter with 8 bonus free throws. They made 5 of them. Tigers did end up getting to the line 5 times on their own in that second quarter. They are 3 out of 5. Some of the individual numbers here. Start off with the Pierre Governors. The Governors shot 10 of 21 in the opening half, 47%, or excuse me, 5 of 22 in the first half, or 23% from the field. They are 1 of 7 from 3, about 14%. They are 5 of 8 from the line, or about 63%. The Governors have been out-rebounded 17-14 in this matchup, led individually by Luke Olson. He's got 4 rebounds in this one. Pierre Governor scoring. Eladio Semental has a point off the bench. He is 1 for 2 from the free throw line. 4 of the Pierre starters scored in the first half. Luke Olson 2, Miles Doyle 3, Cade Kaiser 6, Kaiser 2 of 4 from the line, and Dawson Getz with 7. Getz hit a 3 in that second quarter, put up all 7 of his points in the second. He is 2 for 2 from the line and leads Pierre with 7 points. The Governors scored 9 in the first, 10 in the second, 19 in the half, and the Governors 5 of 8, as I mentioned, from the line, and 5 of 22 from the field. Over to the Huron Tigers. Tigers shot 10 of 21 in the first half, about 47%. They were 2 of 10 from 3, or 20%. They were 3 of 5 from the line at 60%. Out-rebounded Pierre 17-14. Tigers have a couple of players with 4 rebounds, Blake Elwine and Anderson Porish. Tigers 8 turnovers, 6 assists, led by C.J. Gainey with 4. Tigers again have turned the ball over 8 times. They have 2 blocks in the game, both for Elwine, and 5 steals in this game. Moding 2, Gainey 2, Elwine 1, and I think there's probably a few more that got credited to the team, because Tigers did end up on the receiving end of a bunch of turnovers in that opening quarter, and capitalized for the moment. Got that lead built up to 13. The Governors, though, cut it to 6 here at the half. So the Huron Tigers again, scoring-wise, off the bench, Carson Evans 2, Colton Ogle 4. Starters have scored 4 of them. Colton McNeil with 2, Gavin Moding with 3. He's 1 of 2 from the line, and 7 apiece from Blake Elwine and Anderson Porish. Anderson hit a 3 and went 2 of 2 from the line. Elwine also hit a 3 and went 0 for 1 from the stripe. Tigers led by Porish and Elwine with 7 apiece. Huron 11 in the first, 14 in the second, 25 in the half. And they lead the Pierre Governors 25-19. Well, again, scoreboard updates are brought to you by Kurtz Heating and Cooling. The Tiger boys lead at the half, 25-19. The Tiger JV lost to Pierre 54-47, and the Tiger C team a win over the Governors 61-55. At last check, the Tiger girls were trailing at Pierre 21-19 about midway through quarter number 2. That's a full check of your scoreboard. Scoreboard updates are brought to you by Kurt's Heating and Cooling. Again, Matt Watson live from the Bball Equipment broadcast booth here at the Huron Arena as the Tiger boys try to win game number 10 against the Pierre Governors. They lead at the half, 25-19. Back to the studios for a minute. The second half is next. A 60-second timeout on Dakota Sports.
Right here, welcome Dr. Larson.
Welcome back to the Huron Arena. Tiger boys lead at the half, 25-19. Tigers' biggest lead in the first half was 13 points. Pierre led in the opening seconds of the game. The Tigers have led pretty much throughout. Pierre going to start with the ball here in the third quarter. Kaiser top of the key, right wing to Getz, and we're back underway here at the arena. Getz back to Kaiser, right hand side. Kaiser double team, shoots it in the lane. Here's a jumper on the way and no good. Olsen the offensive rebound. The putback won't go. They got it again. Nice pass back to a cutting Luke Olsen, and Olsen will finish off the layup. Tigers lead 4. 25-21, 7:20 to play here, third quarter. Moding to McNeil on the left wing. Back up top, Porish. Porish the handoff to Moding. Gainey around the horn to Elwine on the right side. Blake will go baseline, drives past the defender and puts it up and in. Elwine with 9. Tiger lead back to 6. Olsen threading through the defense to cross the timeline. Inside, Kaiser flips one up in the lane. That one won't go. Rebounded by Porish. Porish flips it ahead to Moding. Moding back across the timeline. Sees an opening, drives. Back out to Gainey on the wing. Gainey fakes on the 3. Back to McNeil. McNeil to Moding. Moding fakes on the 3. The drive blocked by Getz. Picked up by Olsen. Here come the Govs. 27-21. Tigers lead is 6. Baseline drive here by Doyle. Shut down. And again, a backdoor cut, and nobody saw Getz, but he couldn't finish it off. Getz missing the bunny, swatting the rebound out of bounds, and the Tigers catch a break, see if they can capitalize here. Here comes McNeil out of the game as Trace Wenz is back on. Nope, Moding's coming out as McNeil will stay in as Wenz enters. 6.5 left, third quarter. Tigers still a 6-point lead, 27-21. Gainey to Elwine. Elwine drives. Got the double. Got somebody on his arm. Kicks it out to Gainey for 3. Gainey's 3 no good. Rebound Doyle. Pass ahead to Getz. Getz a little hesitation on the wing. Flips it back to Kaiser. Kaiser right wing, a few feet back of the 3 line. He'll drive on Elwine. Boy, Elwine tied him up there. Probably could have been a jump ball. They'll get it back into Kaiser, and again, him and Elwine will go at it, and Elwine just takes it away. Blocks the shot right back into his own hand. Porish down in the corner. Here's a 3, no good for Wenz. Rebound tipped out, and Pierre will have it. Kaiser had it knocked away by Gainey momentarily, but Cade able to find the handle. Ahead to Olsen. Olsen knifes all the way to the basket and lays it in. Olsen both of the baskets here for Pierre in quarter 3. Tigers lead is 4, 27-23. Elwine backing down, back outside. A 3 from McNeil, no good. Kaiser another board for the Govs. Tigers lead 4 with 5:20 to play here in the third. Olsen out near the timeline, got to hand it off, gives it to Getz. Getz on the wing, top of the key Kaiser, they get it inside. Kaiser going to work at Anderson. He got Porish up off his feet. And the Governor's basket will go 27-25. Tiger lead is 2. Porish going baseline into a double team, drives past it, shot won't go, but he got his own rebound and the putback is in. So Porish and Elwine with 9 apiece to lead the Tigers as their lead is back to 4. Governors quickly down court. Kaiser just going to, Bball just going to take a 10-footer, and that one is good. So the Governors, after shooting 5 of 22 in the first half, a much higher shooting percentage here in the second half. And the Tigers lead is 2, 29-27. Gainey on the left wing, 20 on the shot clock. Inside for Elwine. Elwine fakes the pass, wraps to the basket, and foul. And I think we'll have free throws, although I'm not taking anything for granted. Fouls on Jet Bball. So for Bball, that's his third. He'll be the first player. Well, I guess not technically the first. Ogle has 3 as well off the Tiger bench. Elwine, a couple of free throws here. He's 0 for 1. The team is 3 for 5, and Blake is good on his first. And Zabel's going to check out of the game here for Brianna Kusler and the Governors. Here's another free throw for Elwine. He's the first player in double digits with 10, and he'll make it 11 as he knocks down both free throws. Tiger lead back to 4, 31-27, 4:10 to play third quarter. Luke Olsen in the backcourt, now trapped ahead to Kaiser. Across the timeline they go. They get it right back to Kaiser, and now Olsen top of the key. Olsen the drive, down low, blocked by Elwine. Olsen going to get it back. Elwine out on the wing, left side. Olsen drives again, and again Elwine shut him down. Scoops up a shot, it will not go. Moding on the rebound. Moding had it knocked away. Coming in to try to get it back is the Tigers' Trace Wenz, and Wenz lost the handle on it. So the Governors will get it back. Carson Evans is up to check back in next chance as the Tiger lead right now 31-27. 3.5 minutes left in the third quarter, and the Governors with the ball back after the Tiger turnover. Olsen on the right wing breaks baseline past Porish, and a foul on Anderson Porish. That's his second. Be the first on the Tigers here in the second half. And boy, the foul situation has just been odd. The Tigers called for 0 fouls in the first 8 minutes, then called for 9 over the next 6.5 minutes, and now that's their first foul in the last 5-6 minutes of basketball. Quick pass in, quick shot up, no good, but Olsen another offensive rebound, so Pierre will get another look. Olsen the drive, leaves it out on the wing. Drive to the free throw line, and the shot no good for Pierre, but free throws are coming as the foul's on Carson Evans.
Fouls on number 34, Carson Evans, his second team.
Second on Evans, second on the team, and we'll go to the free throw line here with the Govs. It'll be Eladio Semental. He's 1 for 2 in that first half for his only point, and now he up to 2 points as he knocks down the first free throw here. Second free throw up and no good, rebounded by Elwine. So Pierre, a 9-6 advantage here in the third. Tiger lead is 3, 31-28. Porish top of the key. Off to Moding. Moding out to Gainey. Gainey for 3. No good. Anderson Porish was inside on the rebound, but did he get there by nefarious means? We'll find out what the official says. Nope, it'll be a Governor foul. Fouls on Eladio Semental, his second. Second on the Govs here in the second half. 2:52 to play in the third. Tiger lead is 3, 31-28. Inbounds to Gainey. Fakes on the 3. Drives. Lost it. Picked up by the Govs. Going the other way. Semental outside for Olsen. Olsen to Getz. Back to Olsen in the right corner. On the wing now for Doyle. Doyle inside for Semental, and they'll clear it again. Back to Luke Olson on the right wing. He'll back away and drive into a triple team. Traveled, I think. Rebound grab by Getz. Getz can't hit the shot. Rebound this time by Porish, and now a foul on Pierre. So I guess the Governors did get called for a foul. The Tigers will end up with the basketball. It just took maybe a few ticks longer than Tiger fans would have liked it to. Fouls on Dawson Getz. That's his second. That'll be 3 on Pierre in the second half. So still 31-28 Tigers. 2:15 to play third quarter as Moding is across the timeline as the Tigers set up the offense. Down in the right corner, I think that's Haig. Here's Porish on the baseline. Spins off one defender into another. Can't hit. Rebound Getz. Getz leaves it for Luke Olson. Gets it back. Down in the right corner, Miles Doyle. Doyle inside for Semental. Gives it back to Doyle. Cut into the basket, and it's off his hands and out of bounds. Tigers catch a break with 1:50 left here in the third and a 3-point Huron lead. Elwine will bring it into Moding. Gary's El Auto Glass will bring us our post-game report. We'll have a First National Bank player of the game in the post-game show. Stay tuned for that. We'll get you updates on that Kurtz Heating and Cooling scoreboard. Tiger girls were down a basket midway point of the second quarter. We'll try to get you updated there. Here's Elwine, a fading three. No good, but there to clean it up is Ogle. Colton Ogle, the rebound and the putback. He's got a half dozen, and the Tigers lead by 5, 33-28. We'll get a Kusler timeout of a minute. We're back in 60 seconds. 1 minute on Tiger Radio. Welcome back to the Huron Arena. Minute 29 left, third quarter. Huron Tigers leading the Pierre Governors. They have led throughout. The Governors led 2-0, and the Tigers have led ever since. That lead has been fluctuating. It was 13 at its biggest point in the second quarter. It's been down to 2 at times. It's been 3 most of this quarter, and right now a 5-point Tiger advantage, but Pierre with the ball. Kaiser just left of the top of the key. No, that's Olson. Still on the dribble, working off the screen. He tried to lose Moding, drives baseline, and Olson will finish. Luke Olson, 6 in the quarter, 8 in the game. Tiger lead is 3, 33-30. Elwine right wing. He'll fire the long 2. No good. Rebounded by the Govs. Olson on the board. Back across midcourt, a pass to Ty and Buss. Buss in the corner for Getz. Back to Buss on the wing. Guarded out there by Ogle. Hand off Kaiser. Kaiser back outside. Here's Buss. Tried to give it back to Kaiser, but he faked out even Kaiser. Ball picked up by Ogle, and the Tigers will get it back. 30 seconds left here in the third. The shot clock is on, so boy, I bet you it's less than a third of a second differential. Moding had it knocked away twice by Buss, but able to find the handle, and Moding going to drive past him and all the way to the basket. All right, you won't get off me? Stay behind me then. Moding's going to shoot a couple of free throws with 16 seconds left here in the third quarter. The foul's on Ty and Buss, his second. Be 4 on Pierre here in the quarter, and the Tigers lead 33-30. Moding a chance here to tack a few more on. He's 1 for 2 from the line. He's got 3 points. The team is 5 of 7 from the stripe, and he keeps them on the hot streak from the free throw line as he's good on the first. Tigers missed their first 2 attempts of the night. They've made 6 in a row since. Moding's second is up and good, and they will stay on the hot streak. Tigers lead 35-30. 12 seconds left in the third. Tigers trying to force backcourt on the Governors. They did break it across the timeline, got it over to Buss. Buss going to hand off. Getz going to fire a deep three way off the mark, and Ogle's going to get a heave. It wouldn't have counted, and it won't go anyway. After 3 quarters, the Tigers holding on to a 5-point lead, 35-30. We're back in a minute with the fourth 1 minute on Tiger 95. Welcome back to the Huron Arena. Fresh 8 is on the board. Hey, Kurt's Heating and Cooling scoreboard update. At the half, the Pierre Governors leading the Tiger girls 28-24 in Pierre. Again, at the half of the girls game, Pierre 28, Huron 24. It's our game of the night over on 1210 AM KOKK. Scoreboard updates brought to you by Kurt's Heating and Cooling. Scoreboard here at the arena, Tigers by 5. Porish and Elwine running the give and go. Porish got the open look and couldn't finish. Rebound is knocked out by the Tigers. And the Governors will inbound with 7:49 now to play here in the ball game. Fourth quarter just underway. Thanks for being with us at the Huron Arena as we're just shy of 8 o'clock here starting the fourth quarter on 1340 AM, 95.3 FM, KIJV in Huron. Our Riverfront broadcasting station tonight, Dakota Sports. Here's a drive by the Governors. And Olsen not quite able to get the finish, but Doyle rather, but did get the whistle, and Doyle will go to the free throw line. Miles Doyle 3 points. He hit a 3 in the opening minutes of this game and has not seen a basket since. The foul's on Anderson Porish. That'll be his third. Be the first on the Tigers here in the fourth. Miles Doyle good on the first free throw. And chance here to get it back to a possession. Tigers lead by 4. Doyle's second free throw is up and good. It's a 3-point game, 35-32 Huron. 7.5 minutes to play here in the ball game. Well, in regulation, the way this one's gone. Although, again, the Tigers trailed 2-0 in the opening seconds of this game, have not trailed since, and a nice move by C.J. Gainey. That's Gainey's first basket of the night. He's been out there. He's been active. He's been doing things. Just hasn't had a lot of chance to score, missed a couple of threes, and here's a Pierre travel. Turnover back to the Tigers. That couldn't have come at a better time with 7:08 to play here, and Tigers trying to build that lead back up. Again, 13 was the biggest lead in the second quarter, but it really honestly hasn't been much more than 5 since the closing minutes of the second. Here's a ball knocked away from Elwine. Blake able to chase it down. Elwine driving baseline. And a ball nearly knocked away, and a whistle's going to be a Pierre foul. Oh, wow. Fouls on Cade Kaiser. That's 2 on him. First on Pierre here in the fourth. The Tigers will get a new shot clock with 6:52 to play and a 37-32 lead. Inbounds to Gainey on the wing. CJ left side crosses over, tried to give it off to McNeil. The pass behind him and out of bounds. So a Tiger turnover. And kind of has been. It's kind of the way it's gone. The Tigers have led the entire game virtually, but it at no point has really felt all that comfortable other than maybe 23-11 or 24-11, 23-10, something like that. Right side, here's Getz, fades for three, no good. Porish on the rebound. Porish over to Elwine. Elwine off and running, and a double dribble on Elwine is reaching in to try to knock the ball away was Doyle, and Elwine felt like Doyle had enough contact there, but the official says not the case. So the Governors will have it again with 6:24 to play. Tigers lead 37-32. Inbounds to Kaiser. Kaiser drives. Shut down by Porish. Outside they get it to Zabel. Zabel inside to a cutting Olsen. What? Olsen got the basket to go and a foul. I have no idea how he got that basket to fall. Luke Olsen's 10th point, first Governor in double digits. Tiger lead is down to 3, 37-34. The foul was on Colton McNeil, his first, but Luke Olsen here with a chance to cut it to a 2-point basket. Free throws on the way and good. So Olsen with 11, and it's a 2-point game. 37-35 Tigers, 6:10 to play. Gainey just right at the top of the key, cross court to Moding. Moding for Elwine. Elwine working post into the paint, back outside. Here's a McNeil three, no good. Gainey had the rebound knocked out of his hands, picked up by Olsen. Olsen ahead to Kaiser. Kaiser on the right wing. Back out to Olsen near the center circle. Olsen on the dribble, 20 on the shot clock. Pierre can take their first lead since 2-0 with a 3 on this possession as the Tiger lead just kind of constantly hovered around 5 or 6. Here's the drive. Kaiser can't finish. Got his own rebound and put it up and in. Cade Kaiser with 8 in the game, and we are tied at 37 with 5:23 to play at the Huron Arena. Moding's pass, tipped, almost stolen, and now it is, and a double dribble will give it. Oh no, it'll be a Tiger foul. That's funny. Doyle did kind of what Elwine did before. Put the ball on the floor, picked it up with both hands, and put it back on the floor, but the Tiger foul must have happened previous to that, as McNeil is whistled for his second, the third on the Tigers here in the quarter. And the Governors will inbound here with 5:16 to play, with a chance to take their first lead since 2-0. Left corner gets inside. Kaiser almost had it ripped by Moding. Kaiser finds the handle, finds a way to scoop it up with the left hand, and Elwine will pick up his second foul. And Kaiser will go to the free throw line with a chance to give Pierre their first lead since the game's opening minutes. Elwine's second is the team's fourth, so with 5:02 to play, every whistle from here on out will result in Pierre free throws. And Kaiser makes the first. Pierre is 4 for 4 here in the quarter, 10 for 14 in the game from the free throw line, and now have regained the lead, 38-37, make it 39-37, as Kaiser is good on both. He's in double digits with 10, second Governor to double figures, and Pierre has the lead, 39-37. Ogle on the right side, drives to the free throw line. Back out to Elwine, he'll drive baseline, ran into a defender. Trying to give it away to Moding. Now Porish, and it's ripped, stolen away by Pierre. Leading the charge the other way is Zabel, and Zabel will finish with the left. Jet Zabel with a half dozen all in the second half, and Pierre with a 4-point lead. 41-37 with 4.5 minutes to play. Porish to Gainey in the left corner. Gainey, Ogle, left wing, 3 ball, no good. Rebound tipped once, twice, taken again by Zabel. Zabel to the other end to leave it for Olsen. Olsen across the timeline, 4:10 to play here as the Governors have turned this thing around. An 11-2 run to start the quarter. And the Governors lead by 4 with 4 minutes to play in the game. Olsen trying to finish it off, then scooped it off to Kaiser. Kaiser can't hit, but a whistle, and we're going to the free throw line with the Governors. The foul is on Anderson Porish, and that'll be 4 on him. Cade Kaiser to the line. He's got 10 points in the ball game. He is 4 of 6 from the stripe. And Kaiser good on his first here. So that'll make it a 5-point Pierre lead. And Kaiser still another free throw coming. Governors through 3 quarters were 6 of 10 from the free throw line. Here in the fourth, they are now 6 of 7 as Kaiser misses his second on that trip. 42-37, Pierre by 5, 3:45 to play here at the Huron Arena. Tigers have led since the opening seconds of this game until just recently. Their biggest lead was 13. Porish driving baseline, a basket and 1 for Anderson Porish. 11 on the night for Porish. Second Pierre foul of the quarter is the 4th on Jet Bball. So now the Governors with some foul troubles of their own. Anderson Porish to the free throw line, trying to cap off the old-fashioned 3. The Tigers are 7 of 9 from the free throw line. 4 of 4 here in the second half, and make it 5 of 5 as Porish is good on the attempt. He's got a dozen. And the Pierre lead is a basket, 42-40 with 3.5 to play. Kaiser across midcourt, down in the left corner. Back out to Olsen near the timeline. Olsen working off the Bball screen. Olsen the drive, gets past Gainey, lays it up and in. Olsen saw he had just a sliver of daylight, took advantage. Governors by 4. Quickly down court, Gainey to Ogle. Ogle hits a cutting Blake Elwine and he's fouled, and we'll go back to the line with Elwine. And the foul is Luke Olsen's 3rd. Blake Elwine back to the free throw line here. First free throw is up and in. Elwine 3 out of 4 from the free throw line. He's got a dozen on the night. Pierre leads by 3. Elwine can again cut it to 2. Second free throw is up and in. We'll get a Buttonhagen timeout. 3:06 to play. Governors now lead by a basket, 44-42. We're back in a minute, 60 seconds on Riverfront Broadcasting. Welcome back to the arena. Governors will inbound here with a 2-point lead. Pierre 44, Huron 42. 3:05 to play at the arena. Kurt's Heating and Cooling scoreboard. A Pierre on an 8-0 run up there in Pierre, and the Tiger girls are down a dozen with 5:35 to play in the third. 36-24 Governors. 5:35 left in the third in Pierre. It's our game of the night over on 1210 KOKK, and our scoreboard updates are brought to you by Kurt's Heating and Cooling. Well, the Governors here with a 2-point lead have not led since the opening minutes of this game. Here's Olsen spinning into the defense. Can't find any opening. Just throws a wild shot up. Moding there for the rebound. Moding to Elwine, and the Tigers had set up here to tie or take the lead. The Elwine drive, and he is stripped out of bounds. Heard the whistle. He thought maybe foul, but they say no, off the Governors and out of bounds, and Moding will bring it in with 2:27 left in this one. Gavin Moding in on the wing. Gainey for 3. Got it. CJ Gainey finally knocking down that 3, and couldn't have been a better time. 45-44. Gainey stole the inbounds. Gives it up to Moding for the layup. Hello, CJ Gainey. 47-44, Tigers by 3. Kusler wants to talk it over. 2:06 left, Tigers back up 3. We're back in a minute, 60 seconds on Riverfront Broadcasting. Matt Watson at the Huron Arena tonight. 1340 AM, 95.3 FM, KIJV, Riverfront Broadcasting Station. Tigers sports tonight here at the Huron Arena. The Tigers, well, CJ Gainey went on a 5-0 run, and the Tigers' 2-point deficit turns into a 3-point lead. Pierre with the ball, 1:50 to play. Tigers up 47-44. Kaiser on the right wing. He's been the hot hand in the quarter. He's got 5 of their 14 points. Here's Olsen trying the fadeaway. That won't go. Rebound Elwine. Elwine has it knocked away out of bounds by Kaiser. And the Tigers will inbound with 1:35 left, leading 47-44. Inbounds for Moding. Pierre Governors with some full court pressure. Not really pressing much, but just to let you know we're there. Moding across the timeline. Crosses over to the top of the key. Tried to leave it off for Elwine. Couldn't get it to him. Over to Ogle. Ogle over to Gainey. Gainey on the dribble out near the timeline, and they'll reset with the 10 seconds on the shot clock. Right wing Moding. Right corner Ogle fakes on the 3. Drives past the defender. Shot will not find the bottom of the net. Rebounded by Pierre. Kaiser on the board over to Olsen with inside of a minute left. The Tigers lead 47-44. Dawson gets out near the timeline. Pierre is in the bonus, so a Tiger whistle will result in free throws. Here's a ball stolen away by Gainey. Pass ahead to Elwine. Elwine across the timeline as the Tigers control with a 3-point lead and 40 seconds to play. And Pierre not fouling yet. Now they do. That's only the 4th foul, so the Tigers will not be inbounding, or will not be shooting free throws, I should say. And we'll get another Kusler timeout. We'll take a quick 30. We're back in 30 seconds on Tiger Radio.
30 seconds.
Welcome back to the Huron Arena. The Tiger girls trail 46-27 after 3 quarters. They were outscored by the Governors 18-3 in the 3rd as the Tiger girls down big on the road. Tiger boys up 3 here, 47-44, 30 seconds left. The inbounds and a ball into the hands of Colton Ogle, and he is immediately fouled as Kusler and the Govs going to make the Tigers try to win it at the line. That will be the 5th on the team. So free throws now for Colton Ogle. It's Luke Olsen's 4th, so now he and Jet Zabel with 4 apiece. Anderson Porish has 4 for the Tigers. Colton Ogle with 3. Nothing else as far as foul trouble concerned for the Tigers. And boy, Ogle hit a huge free throw on the first one. That'll make it 2 possessions with 29 seconds to play. Ogle having a very nice game off the bench. He's got 7. And a chance to make it not only 8 personally, but a 5-point lead. Ogle's second free throw is on the way, and that one is good. The Tigers 5 of 5 down the stretch from the free throw line. And now a 5-point lead with 25 seconds to play. Here's a Kaiser three, no good. Got his own rebound, forces up the putback, and that one's going to go. And Kusler going to get a quick timeout. Tigers will inbound with a 3-point lead and 16 seconds to play. We're going to take a quick break of 30 seconds. Back in 30 seconds on Riverfront Broadcasting. Welcome back to the Huron Arena. The Tiger boys, a 49-46 lead with 16 seconds to play. They will inbound to, I would assume, either an immediate foul or try to force that 10-second. And then if you don't get that 10-second, maybe foul. But the Tigers with the lead, they do have to go the length of the floor here, but that 3-point lead, and both teams in the bonus here. The Tiger girls again down big in Pierre. Starting the fourth quarter, they're down 46-27. Tiger girls outscored 18-3 in the third quarter on the road. The inbounds, they get it back to Elwine, and they are going to foul immediately as Blake Elwine's going to go back to the free throw line, and we'll see who the foul was on. I think it's Cade Kaiser. Yep, and that'll be Kaiser's fourth. So Blake Elwine to the free throw line. Blake with 6 in the second half, 13 in the game to lead the Tigers. A couple of big free throws here. First is off the heel and no good. So again, kind of nothing hurt there. The Tigers still with a 2-possession lead. You make the back end, and either way, still a 3-point advantage. 12 seconds to play here at the arena. Elwine's second free throw is up and in. So we'll get another Kusler timeout, and they'll try to draw up the 4-point play with 12 seconds left. We'll send it back with a 30-second timeout. We're back in 30 seconds on Tiger 95.
Tiger 95 and 1340.
Tigers lead 50-46. Pierre on the inbounds. Tigers hanging back, not wanting to commit any fouls. Pierre is in the bonus. And here's a steal. Ball knocked away and stolen by Haig. No Gainey either way. That's a huge play for the Tigers. Gainey moving it up court. And you know what? I think it was Ogle. Holden Haig, there you go. Haig able to knock that one away, and he's getting mobbed on the bench right now. So the Tigers come up with the biggest steal of the night, and they'll pick up the win 50-46. Gary's El Auto Glass postgame show in 3 minutes. A 3-minute timeout. Tiger boys win 50-46. Back in 3 minutes with the postgame on Riverfront Broadcasting. Matt Watson in for Duff tonight. Duffy on the road with the Tiger girls, and we got a Gary Zell Auto Glass post-game report, and we'll start off with our Kurtz Heating and Cooling scoreboard update. At last check, after 3 quarters, the Tiger girls were trailing 46-27, outscored 18-3 in the third quarter. So again, after 3, Pierre 46, Huron 27. That is our girls score in our game of the night over on 1210 AM. KOKK. Here on Tiger Radio on Riverfront Broadcasting, the Tiger varsity boys win 50-46. The Tiger C team won 61-55. The Tiger JV fell to Pierre 54-47. Scoreboard updates are brought to you by Kurtz Heating and Cooling, and we'll try to get you a little more in-depth scoreboard here, some more area teams, but got the big ones. The Tiger girls down big after 3. The Tiger boys win by the final of 50-46. The scoreboard updates are brought to you by Kurtz Heating and Cooling. Matt Watson back here at the Kibble Equipment broadcast booth for the Gary Zell Auto Glass post-game report as the Tiger boys win. They trailed in the opening seconds of this game 2-0, and they found themselves trailing again with about 3:54 to play. They were down by 3. That was Pierre's biggest lead of the entire game. The Huron Tigers, though, kept their composure, made their free throws. That was a big one down the stretch. The Tigers in this game ended up 13 of 16 from the free throw line. They were 7 of 9 in the second half. They were 6 of 7 in that fourth quarter. And obviously, when you're winning ball games by a couple of points here and there, those free throws become huge. As the Tigers got one out tonight, they win their 10th ball game of the year, a 50-46 victory over the Pierre Governors. We'll have a talk with Coach Budenhagen in the Gary Zell Auto Glass post-game report, so stay tuned for that. We'll also break down the individual numbers in this one after another 3-minute timeout, and we will have a First National Bank player of the game. So stay tuned. Plenty more post-game show to come. Tiger boys win 50-46. Back in 3 minutes with more post-game show on Riverfront Broadcasting. Welcome back. More Gary Zull Auto Glass post-game report here from the Kibble Equipment broadcast booth live in the Huron Arena. Tiger boys win tonight 50-46. Joined here by Coach Bunhagen. And Coach, it wasn't one good for your stomach acids, maybe a little bit of indigestion during this one, but you pick up a win and really kind of gutted it out.
Well, we told the guys before the game, champions don't always get what they want, but they give all they can. And I thought our guys gave all they could tonight. We knew it was a big game. We haven't played very well in big games. Watertown, Roosevelt. We just haven't had the juice. Tonight we had the juice. So give our guys a lot of credit. We got down by 4 or 6, whatever it was, and then we made a comeback. We changed the look on the press. We got a steal. Got a layup by CJ. He did an outstanding job. Made the read. I can't say enough good things about these guys tonight because our backs were against the wall about 3 minutes ago, and then they made plays. Yeah,
leading the entire game at one point by 13 points, and seeing that lead go away. Some teams, especially when it gets down in the third quarter, some teams will fold it up. Like, well, we gave it our best shot. But like you mentioned, Gainey had a 5-0 run of his own, had a huge steal. Holden Hegg has a huge steal in the closing minute. Everybody kind of chipping in at different times and made it a team win.
Yeah, they did. And Colton Ogle coming off the bench, he had a great game too. I mean, couple takes to the rim. He got a couple of tip balls, got an offensive rebound putback that we needed. I mean, just everybody had contributions tonight. We never hung our head, and we didn't say, okay, this is going to happen to us again. They just made plays tonight, and if we can continue to do that and continue to improve our possessions, I didn't like our possessions coming out of halftime up 6, 3 straight threes, nothing going to the rim, and they attacked the basket. So they deserved, to cut it and tie it up because we did it to ourselves. But, and again, we hit some big shots down the stretch. CJ didn't hit a 3 all night, knocks down the one. Knocks down the win.
Just huge at the right time.
Yep. And then 5 assists. So that's a big night.
They also responded pretty well, I thought, to the change in the officiating. Not that it was poor. It was different. The first quarter was much different than the second. You guys had no fouls through the first 10 minutes of this game and then had, it seemed like 7 over the course of about 3 minutes, but the kids kept their cool. Nobody said it. I saw you had to get we needed to be a buffer there for just a moment. But again, the kids responded well from that because sometimes that'll frustrate you into holding your head down.
Well, and that's why I thought the same thing. I thought all of a sudden, she kind of got on the referees a little bit, and then all of a sudden, you're right, I thought the game changed at that point. And then all of a sudden, they're going to the free throw line to shoot, 8
free throws.
And then we shot maybe 2 or 3. Well, that turned the game around. So I just thought that at that time I got to stick up for our guys. Mm-hmm. Hey, I think we got some fouls over here. You got to start calling some of those as well. But to give our guys, like you said, our guys earlier in the year would have hung their head, said, "Oh, poor me." Instead, they made plays that come back, get us a win. We get to 10. We get 10-6 now. Our goal was 10, and now we got to reestablish a new goal.
And the grind coming up here. You got some ESD stuff coming up.
Yeah, we got Aberdeen on Friday night, which will be a big game, and they're awfully physical and aggressive. And then we got Watertown coming in here, and they thoroughly thrashed us up there. So we got a couple games that we think that we should be able to compete in, and then we'll figure out what we got after that. But Friday night, we got to get ready for Friday and hopefully get to 11. That'll assure us of a winning record.
First National Bank player of the game made it kind of hard tonight. Elwine had 14, Anderson Porish a dozen. Gainey came on strong in those closing minutes. Hegg had the steal that really sealed the game. Ogle had a huge game. I thought Carson Evans played well off the bench tonight. Yep. I mean, everybody that got in contributed. It might not show up on the stat book, but they did something.
Right, and it doesn't have to. All we have to do is do the little things. If we can do the little things, box out, rebound, attack the ball, get on the floor, tip a ball so a teammate can get it, back tap of a rebound so that we're on the run. Those are the little things that are making a big difference. It's not the guys that score points. It's the other things that people don't see. They're not going to get their name in the paper, but they got floor burdens to prove that that they're a great player, and they do the little things, and that's what's going to carry us on to success.
Going to have to give the First National Bank player of the game to C.J. Gainey tonight. Again, C.J.'s line, like we've been saying, 5 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, nothing huge, but he himself had a 5-0 run. You guys went from down 2 to up 3. He steals the inbounds, and that kind of felt like when the whole thing turned around.
Yeah, and you could see that their energy just dropped and our energy just picked up because of those two plays. He hits the 3, we go up 1, and he hits the steal. Now we go up 3, and then all of a sudden, I think our guys were thinking, oh man, now we got the energy, now we got juice, and then we just made plays, and you could see, and they just faltered at that time. But, give CJ a lot of credit because you went 0 for 4 until he hit that one on the left-hand wing. I mean, it takes a lot of guts, and in order to be successful, you got to be courageous and take risks, and he did.
Well, thanks for having me tonight, Coach. I think I'll see you again next week. Good luck in Aberdeen on Friday. We'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good. We're undefeated with you, Matt.
Nice.
Just make sure Duff knows that.
The dub for the Tiger boys tonight. Thanks, Coach. 50-46 as the Tiger boys put away the Pierre Governors. Tigers also in the process win their 10th game of the year. They go to 10-6. Pierre falls to 9-7. Breaking down some individual numbers here for Brianna Kusler and her Pierre Governors in this game. We'll talk scoring first. Eladio Semental, the only bench scoring. He had 2 points. He was 2 of 4 from the free throw line. All 5 starters did score for Pierre, 2 in double figures. Miles Doyle scored 5. He was 2 of 2 from the stripe. 7 from Dawson Getz. He was 2 of 2 from the stripe. 8 for Jet Zabel. 2 more in double figures. Cade Kaiser with 11. He went 5 of 8 from the line. And Luke Olson with 13. He went 1 of 1 from the stripe. The Pierre Governors scored 9 in the first, 10 in the second, 11 in the third, 16 in the fourth, 46 in the game. Pierre in this basketball game shoots 16 of 50 from the field, about 32%. They were 2 of 11 from downtown, or about 19%. And they were 12 of 21 from the free throw line. 12 of 17 from the free throw line, shooting about 70%. As we said, they were led point-wise by Luke Olson. They equaled the Tigers in rebounds, 31 apiece. Jet Zabel had 8 of those. The Pierre Governors turned the ball over 14 times tonight versus 5 assists. They had 2 blocks, both by Dawson Getz. 4 steals in the game as Pierre's record falls to 9-7 with a loss here tonight to the Huron Tigers. Speaking of, Tigers got 10 off the bench tonight. Carson Evans with 2, Colton Ogle with 8. Ogle was 2 of 2 from the free throw line, and I think it should be noted that Holden Hegg stole that inbounds that really sealed this entire win, because Hegg won't show up in the stat book tonight, but that was a huge steal, and his teammates appreciated it on the bench. All 5 starters scored for the Tigers. Colton McNeil 2, 5 for C.J. Gainey, 7 for Gavin Moding 3 of 4 from the line. Blake Elwine 14 to lead the Tigers. Anderson Porish a dozen. Elwine was 5 of 7 from the line. Porish was 3 of 3. Both knocked down a 3 in this game as the Huron Tigers get a big lead, lose that lead, end up coming from behind in the game's final minutes, but win it going away 50-46. The Tigers get their 10th win on the year. Elwine 14, Porish a dozen. C.J. Gainey, your player of the game, with a 5-0 run of his own to turn this thing around with about 2 minutes to play. As we mentioned, the Tigers pulled down 31 rebounds. Anderson Porish 8, Blake Elwine 6. Boy, Elwine's line on the night, 14 points, 6 rebounds, 4 blocks, 2 steals. That'd probably be your line of the night here. As other notable numbers, Tigers turned the ball over 11 times. They had 4 blocks, all 4 for Elwine. They had 8 steals in this game, 2 apiece for Moding, Gainey, and again, Blake Elwine. The Tigers score 11 in the first, 14 in the second, 10 in the third, 15 down the stretch, 50 points in the game. Biggest numbers, I think, for the Tigers, they were 13 of 16 from the free throw line. They shot 81% from the line. They were only 3 of 18 from 3, but they got 2 of those they got that big one in the game's final minute there, and ended up shooting 17% from 3, but from the field, Tigers 17 of 41, or about 42% here in the victory. And as you heard Coach say, up to Aberdeen on Friday, going after win number 11 as the Tigers get to double digits with a 50-46 win here tonight over the Pierre Governors. We're going to send it back to the studios for one final 1-minute timeout on the Gary Zell Auto Glass postgame show. We'll come back. We'll take a look at the Kurtz Heating and Cooling scoreboard one final time. We'll get you a Tiger Girls update, and we'll sign off from the Huron Arena. Again, the Gary Zell Auto Glass postgame report Back after 1 minute. Tigers win 50-46. Back in a minute on Riverfront Broadcasting. Welcome back to the Huron Arena. Wrapping up a Gary Zell Auto Glass post-game report. Victorious as the Tiger boys win 50-46. And I'll see if I can get an updated score. We had the Tiger girls trailing 46-27 headed into the fourth quarter. They were outscored by the Pierre girls 18-3 in the third quarter. So it was 46-27 Pierre after 3. And I'll see if I can get you one more update on that one. And, we do have a final as Pierre defeats Huron on the road 58-45. So our girls game again is over. The final on the girls game, Pierre 58, Huron 45. Final in the boys game, Huron 50, Pierre 46. Some other notable scores here. We'll try to get you some area scores quickly. See if anybody registered in their scores tonight. Hitchcock Tulare is up a basket on Highmore Herald, 50-48. They have under a minute to play in that one. Iroquois Lake Preston leading Wolsey Wessington's girls with 5 minutes to play, 52-45. And I don't think we're going to have any girls or any boys scores here because most of the boys are the back half of the doubleheader. James Valley Christian did beat Mitchell Christian tonight in boys basketball, 81-34, and it looks like Wessington Springs is leading Wolsey Wessington 59-49 after 3 quarters. DeSmet up on Flandreau 43-22 with 6 minutes to play in boys basketball. Remember, the scoreboard updates are brought to you by Kurt's Heating and Cooling, and that is a final scoreboard update. Tiger girls fall on the road 58-45. Tiger boys win at home 50-46. Well, as always, we got some people to thank. Nathaniel back at the studio. Great job tonight, Bud. We want to thank Coach Bud, Tim Budenhagen, for a pregame and postgame conversation. We want to thank Brianna Kusler for a pregame talk. We want to, of course, thank Rodert and the crew from the Huron Arena and the Huron School District for giving us a spot to sit. Kibble Equipment for broadcasting or sponsoring that broadcast spot. Thanks to Kibble Equipment. Thanks to Gary Zell Auto Glass. They bring us our postgame report. Thanks to Kurt's Heating and Cooling. They bring us scoreboard updates. Thanks again to the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection, as they bring us the reading of the officials. We'll thank the balance of our sponsors in our postgame billboard. I will be back on the air tomorrow on Tiger 95 and 1340 AM, 10 to 2. Be over on KOKK as well, 1 to 4. And, of course, the morning show on Big Jim 93.3 from 6 to 9 a.m. So catch me when you can. I'm back on the Sports Road next Tuesday. Somehow I get the better part of a week off in early February. I'm a little scared on how this might go long term, but I'll be back with the sports crew next Tuesday night. Tiger boys win a big one. They're 10th of the year. They go to 10-6 with a 50-46 gut check win over the Pierre Governors. For Nathaniel back at the studio, for our sports director, Jeff Duffy, and for everybody at Dakota Sports, this is Matt Watson saying good night, everybody.
Listening to exclusive coverage of the Huron Tigers. Tonight's action has been brought to you by
Wilbur Ellis, Huron Community Campus, Slumberland Furniture, Rostrello Motors, Dairy Queen, Dakota Land Feeds, Huron Regional Medical Center, Car Chiropractic Clinic in Huron, Real Estate Connection, Elwine Brothers, Vision Care Associates. The Tigers are also brought to you by the Norby Center for Recreation, Ryan's Hangar Restaurant, Hartman Physical Therapy, Farmers Union Insurance of Huron, Blaine Anderson, PB Sports, The Scoreboard, South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Gary Zell Auto Glass, First National Bank, and Kurtz Heating and Cooling.
Tiger 95 and 1340 KIJV are your home for Huron Tiger sports.
When I was 6 years old, I broke my leg. And I was running from my brother and his friends. And taste